Hi there, I'm Ezra Sipes from Summerhill Pyramid Winery, and we're going to taste two Rieslings today side by side. We have our 2017 Organic Riesling and our 2017 Summerhill Vineyard Riesling, which is an organic wine and also a biodynamic wine. Before we taste them, let's just talk a little bit about Riesling in general. What I expect when I taste a Riesling, just sort of profile of the grapes from the Okanagan and from many other places, is a high acid. You see how the winemaker plays with the acidity and maybe leaves some of the unfermented grape juice there to balance it. Certainly something that Summerhill has done in both of these wines. And you have a flavor profile I always think of as lemon lime, an expression of the acidity, sometimes some apple, and in places like the Okanagan where there's quite a bit of heat and intense sunshine in the summertime, some, like stone fruit character, however that expresses itself. And now let's talk about these two wines a little bit. Summerhill Vineyard Riesling, which we'll start with, is a single vineyard wine. This is just from Summerhill Vineyard. Summerhill Vineyard is certified by Demeter as a biodynamic vineyard. What does biodynamic mean? That is a holistic organic certification. We make our own compost. We make our own preparations to spray on the vineyard to keep it healthy and alive. And we like to recycle nutrients and create a holistic ecosystem on the farm. That's what kind of, in a nutshell, what biodynamics means. When it comes to winemaking, when you make a biodynamic wine, it means that it's really just grapes. It's grapes and SO2 as a preservative. There is no yeast added, there are no nutrients added, there are no enzymes added. It is a very pure, authentic expression. So let's taste it, see what happens. Yeah, those citrus characters really come out strongly. That lemon and lime on the nose is very prevalent. And to me, I really smell, quite juicy, fresh apricots, really quite strongly, quite purely. And yeah, the winemaking team has done a really beautiful job balancing this wine. I think most people would consider it to be a dry wine. It's quite fruity, but that high acid, that really zingy, lively acid is balanced with sugar so that it doesn't taste sweet and it doesn't taste acidic. It tastes lovely and balanced, quite pure. And then let's move over to the 2017 Organic Riesling. And now the grapes for this wine came from multiple vineyards. Some of them are from Summerhill Vineyard. Some of them are from the Clark family vineyard in Okanagan Falls. Whispering Vines, I believe the farm is called. And some of them came from Park Hill Vineyards, which is run by the Buchler family in Oliver. So some of these grapes came from a little farther south in the Okanagan Valley, where it's even hotter in the summertime and drier. And you know what? You can smell it right away. There's a little bit more of a softness to the nose of this wine. And maybe this one people might consider that it comes off a little bit off dry. It's maybe a little sweeter on the palate, and that stone fruit character is riper, more like in the peach realm. And actually, this wine, I know it does have a little bit higher alcohol as well. This one is 12% alcohol. Just checking the back labels. And this one is 11.5. So riper, there's higher sugar on the vine, riper flavors, and you can taste it. And there's something else that's interesting to me. This Organic Riesling, is very much, I think, a textbook Okanagan Riesling. It's almost what you expect an Okanagan Riesling to taste like, and what you want it to taste like. It's quite a beautiful wine. And it has a note in it. It's kind of hard to put your finger on it, but what I would say is it tastes like wine. It has this character that tastes like wine. And the reason I point it out, why would you? You're tasting wine. Of course it's going to taste like wine, is because the first wine we tried, the 2017 Summerhill Vineyard Riesling, it doesn't have that flavor. It doesn't have that character. And I think that's because, like most wines, the organic Riesling had yeast added to it to trigger the fermentation and eat the sugar. And a mentor of mine once said that yeast is the mother of the wine. Right? It digests all the sugars in the grapes and transforms the juice into wine. It's digested by the yeast in a way, and it imparts a character on the wine. This had no yeast added to it, and so the mother of the wine, if you will, is the yeast that lives at Summerhill Vineyard. Whereas the organic Riesling, it is an organic freeze-dried yeast. I believe it's called Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is the classic winemaking strain that's been bred and is established all over the world as a winemaking tool. And when you compare them to each other, not only can you taste the difference in the vineyards, but you can taste the influence of the yeast on the character of the wine, which I think is really amazing. You know, it kind of points to the specialness of the Summerhill Vineyard Riesling and to a biodynamic wine, where all of the nutrients needed for a successful fermentation are there in the grapes. The grapes have the integrity to last a fermentation without developing flaws or off flavor because of how they're grown. And that's a really special thing, you know. It's not to say this wine is better. Some people might like it better, they might enjoy it more. Some people might like this one better. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's a completely subjective thing. But I think it shows what makes this one special and unique. And I just wanted to point it out. And I hope you guys taste both of these wines. It's a great education to taste them side by side. Wherever you are, I hope you're safe and healthy and enjoying this quiet summer with your families. Cheers.